Hey everybody on YouTube, how you doing? It's Robert Savora again, coming to you to speak with you about utilization rates. Okay, the reason why I want to bring this up is because I talked with so many people about this. Whenever they stop by over here and they want to speak with me about their credit report or about making their credit score a little bit better or higher, what they need to do, and I enjoy speaking with many individuals about this. It gives me a lot, as I said, I enjoy it because it gives me joy to help them out, to make their lives a little bit better, to change their lives. And I wish this upon everybody who this video is reaching out to as well. So I wanted to go over this because it's very, very simple. It's all math, it's all logical, which I absolutely love. You can do this on your phone with a calculator on your phone. And I want to go over this. Okay, so but before I begin, let me just go over my introductory ritual. Okay, unfortunately today I don't have a match, so I'm not going to be able to burn money. But what I am going to do is get your attention and rip this up just like this. This is a real dollar bill. I got like the worst dollar bill, like the worst looking dollar bill. No offense to the dollar bill at all, to George Washington. It once was a very beautiful and handsome dollar bill, but now it's a rather, not too good looking dollar bill. But it was the worst one in my wallet, and I wanted to do this to it. It's gone now. Over. Finito. Ya no existe. Ya no más. This dollar is has no value anymore. Okay. The reason why I wanted to do this, like I said, is first of all, and this is in no particular order of importance, is to number one, get your attention. Number two, also to demonstrate to you, to prove to you, to show you that this is what you do to your money unintentionally pretty much every single day. Now, I'm not saying everybody does it, but I'm going to show you here with this utilization rate, with this, what I'm going to go over with how you don't have to do that, how you don't have to rip your money up unintentionally. Now, once again, nobody's doing that physically or burning their dollars for real, but you're kind of doing that in the way that you spend money and you finance some things. Okay, so let me go over this. Okay, and first of all, I want to let you know that this video, I'm being prompted to do this because I had to sit down with somebody about a week and a half ago, and I know I'm a little late with this video, with making this video, but I was really like in a way inspired by what happened that day. Because of what this individual did later on, actually the next day, to improve his credit score. But I want to go over this. Where is my marker? Right over here. I wanted to go over. Let me go get the other marker as well. What had happened when he stopped by my office over here, and we went over, how he can improve his credit. So the first thing I want you to keep in mind is utilization rate. Okay, now why is it called utilization rate? Okay, it's because this is determined by what you are utilizing. Okay, now we're going to talk about credit. So let me go over what this individual and I were talking about. So we pulled up his credit report, all right, and it was the first time it had happened in a very long time, all right. And I noticed that he had some lines of credit and balances. So let me go over the math to show everybody over here how easy this is. Okay, so first of all, the lines of credit. Okay, so lines of credit. Okay, so he had one credit card with a line of credit of $11,500, another one with $7,500, and another one for $1,024. You see how sometimes credit cards give you like this kind of weird line of credit. I don't know what their thinking is really, but you have sometimes it's 10,000, 5,000. In this case, it's 11,500. You have 7,500 over here, and then out of nowhere you have $1,024 as a line of credit. Now, the balances that he had for these cards, okay, are the following. 2100. All right. And this is like an estimate. It's a little above it, but I'm just gonna put 2100. The other one was 2411. Okay. And the balance for his last credit card is $0. Okay, so he wasn't using any of this line of credit. Okay, now if we add these up, okay, all right, so 11,500, 7,500. Just take out your calculator. 1,024. This comes out to $20,024. Okay, and this comes out to $4,511. Okay, now how do you get the utilization rate? It's very, very simple. Okay, you have to divide this by this, and whatever percentage you get, that's your utilization rate. So take out your calculators. Okay, all you have to do is $4,511 divided by 20,024. So you should get a rate of about 22.5%. Okay, so right now his utilization rate, well, it was, and I'm going to explain to you how it's changed now, is 22.5%. All right, now please remember that with your credit score, all right, the range is from like the lowest credit score you can get is 300. The highest you can get is 850. All right, it's a little bit of a tangent, but it's gonna make sense. All right, so there's 550 points in between there, right? So the lowest once again is 300. The highest is 850, right? So that's 850 minus 300 equals 550, right? Of those points, I mean, I'm sure people kind of wonder like, all right, so how is that determined? Like, how is it that I have a 620 score as opposed to a 700 score? And how come my uncle has a 580? And how come my mom has a 590? And how come my brother has, a 790? Okay, very simple. Those points in between, they're determined by, I think it's 5 factors, okay? But and I'm not going to get too much into those 5, right? I'll probably do another video about that. But the one that has to do with utilization rate, okay, all right, is the amount that's owed, okay? That takes up 30% of the 550, which comes out to, hold on, let me see, 550 times 0.3. So 165 points of the 550 points that determine your credit score, 165 has to do with your utilization rate, the money that you owe, okay? Meaning that the higher this is, the higher this rate is, okay, then the lower your credit score is gonna be, all right? Why is that? Because these 3 credit bureaus, okay, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian, they in their system see, all right, if you're basically maxing out your credit cards, they're not going to look at you as like a credit worthy individual, okay? And people, you got to remember, this has nothing to do with you as like a person, okay? I mean, everybody is a dignified person. I truly believe that, right? But this has to do with finances, okay? It has to do with credit. Remember, back in the days, like a century ago, decades ago even, right? When there was no credit scores or anything like that, you could go to your local bank, all right? And, if you lived in, right now I'm in Patterson, New Jersey, you could go to, McBride Avenue Community Bank, okay, if they had one, and the neighbors around there would go to that bank, and you would go there for a car loan, for a mortgage, or you want to refinance your house, you want to go for a credit card, you can go there, okay? And the banks and the bankers knew you, so they confided in you. So, in other words, you were credit worthy. Why? Because the banks didn't have to question you, okay? They knew who you are. They probably knew who your parents were and all that. Now, you have these huge banks like Wells Fargo, Chase, Bank of America, and, I mean, people who work there, they work there. They usually don't. When I go to a teller somewhere, like they don't say, "Hey, Rob Savori, hey, nice to see you again." They don't know me. Okay, so they don't. I'm one of millions of other people. So what's my only way and your only way of proving to them that you're creditworthy? Your credit score. It has to be your credit score. All right. So this is why having good credit is extremely important. It's a life changer. Okay, and this is what I'm hoping to do over here with this video, with this one of many videos to show you how this can change your lives. All right, so let's go back to utilization right now. Okay, so now what's going to happen is this, right? If you have a 22.5% utilization rate, that's not bad. It could be better. Like, how can you make it better? You need to lower this. Okay, so usually like a good rate is like no more than 20%. So he's off by just 2.5%. That's it. Okay. Now, many people, when they see this rate, or sometimes if it's even higher, they kind of like freak out, right? They're like, oh, like, how am I gonna pay for this? Like, I need to pay something down. Okay. Imagine if you have a 50% rate, that would mean that this over here would be $10,000, right? Because 10,000 divided by 20,000 approximately is about 50%. So then how do you get it down to 20%, right? You'd have to come up with $6,000 out of pocket, right? Or somebody has to lend it to you, whatever, but $6,000, that's a lot of money, okay? For many, many people, that's a lot of money. Now, there's other ways in which you can make this rate go down. And this is why I wanted to, make this video, because when I spoke with this individual about a week and a half ago, I was so happy for what he did after we spoke. Okay, so there's a few things that you can do. Number one is this. All right. Number one is this. Remember, you need to make this rate lower, which doesn't mean that you have to lower this amount. It just means you have to make this lower. All right. So how can you do it? All right. So number one, you can pay this off. Okay, or pay a little bit. I mean, getting to 20% or less, you probably have to pay another like $400 towards this. All right, and once again, sometimes people just don't have that money. All right, you pay $400. Let's just say you make this like an even 4,000, and it comes out to about 20, like about 20%, something like that, like 19-20%. Anyway, now what are some other ways that you can do this to you, but not coming out of pocket, all right, at all. All right, you can do a few things. Number one is this. Now, before I forget, this person's credit score was a 714, okay, which is decent. It's pretty good, right? You can, buy a car with that. You can, buy a house. You can get another credit card, okay? So what he did, I'm jumping ahead. Well, we talked about the options. So number one is, paying this down, okay? The other thing too that you can do is you can do what's called piggybacking, okay? Meaning that you can speak with somebody who all right? Like your spouse, mom, dad, brother, sister, son, daughter, right? And you can ask them to put you on as an authorized user on one of their credit cards, okay? Now, you got to make sure that that credit card is not, with a high balance and a low credit limit, okay? And that there's a good history of making the payments, okay? One way of checking that is to, check that person's credit report, or, get like a history of that account, right? So, for example, like let's say this person has a brother, okay, who has a Capital One credit card with a $10,000 limit, and the balance is only like $500. And with that credit card, there's never been a late payment, and they've had it for and that person has had it for maybe about 6 or 7 years. That's a good card, all right? That's the kind of card that you want to become an authorized user on, okay? So what's going to happen is this, all right? Where is my, here it is. What's going to happen is this. Let's say this person over here becomes an authorized user on another card, right? So that means now with a $10,000 credit limit, like a line of credit. So add another 10,000 to this. This comes out to 30,000, right? $30,024 now. Okay. Now let's say there was no balance on that new card that now that person is an authorized user for. So then this stays the same. But now let's do the math on this. All right. So 400,4511 divided now by the new line of credit that he has. Okay. Divided by 30,024. Now that comes out to, instead of 22%, and this is all math, you can do this on your calculator, comes out to about a little over 15%. Now, what does that mean? That means that now the new utilization rate is going to be 15%. It went from 22.5% to 15%. Okay? Your credit score is going to go up now. So I wouldn't be surprised if this credit score goes from 714 to like maybe 730. Easily. All right. He just went from like a good credit rating. Well, like what do they call that? Yeah, like a fair credit rating to a good credit rating. Okay, and that's what you want. Okay, so you could do that piggybacking. Okay, the other thing too that you could do is, let's put this back, is you can also buy a line of credit. All right, and this I can either speak with you about, or I can do another video and show you. There are lines of credits out there, okay, that you can purchase in your name. All right, not don't I know that there's people who like sell their lines of credit, meaning that they have a credit card, like let's say Bank of America, and they say, okay, pay me $1,000 and you can be, I can add you on as an authorized user for 6 months or whatever. Don't do that. Right? There's other companies that will sell you lines of credit, okay, for a year, and there's a membership fee and all that, and you can do that, year after year after year, okay, if you still need it, right? But now I'm thinking of one in particular, all right, where you can buy the line of credit, and that line of credit is $5,000, and I think it's like $100 to be a member. That's it. And I think you have to buy an item, which comes out to like maybe $225. Okay, you would get another $5,000 line of credit, right? So now this 20,024 turns into 25,024. Why? Because you get that other line of credit. You would add it here. Okay, you would add a $5,000 line of credit. Okay. You still have the same balances. Now, please keep this in mind. I'm not encouraging anybody. In fact, I am highly discouraging from not paying these at all, because now you're getting these better, utilization rates. What I'm saying is, make these payments. You got to make at least the minimum payments. Make more if you can. Pay more if you can. But just for the sake of this exercise, I'm just keeping this here. Okay. So now let's do the math, right? So it's now 4511, right, divided by 25024. That comes out to 18%. So now, what was that 22%, the 22.5%, is now 18% utilization rate. Okay? What's going to happen? Your 714 credit score, once again, is going to go up. Why? Because you are looked at now as a more credit-worthy individual. Okay? Now, the other thing, too, that you could do, let's put this back to $20,000. All right? All right? The other thing, too, that you could do is you can speak with one of the credit cards that you already have. So, like let's say you don't want to ask somebody to like piggyback on their account, right, to become an authorized user. Maybe you just sometimes people are, I guess, like a little reluctant to do that. To be quite honest, there's tons of people who I know that do it. There's never been an issue, with the person asking to become the authorized user. It's more the issue with the person who already has the account, because you don't know what they're going to do with that credit card later. Like, you may become an authorized user, right? And then 3 months later, if you're on their Home Depot credit card and they go to Home Depot and they're doing like a home project, and they're gonna, utilize, $8,000 out of the $10,000 line of credit, then that's gonna affect your credit score as well. All right, so just keep that in mind, okay? And like, let's say, you don't want to pay for also to buy a line of credit. You're kind of out of money. You only, you can only make these minimum monthly payments, okay? All right. Because like, as I mentioned, just a few minutes ago, it's gonna cost maybe like a little over 200, like between $200 to do that, right? So the other thing that you could do is you can call up these credit cards and ask them if they can increase your line of credit. All right. Now, you also got to make sure that they don't do what's called a hard inquiry. All right. Well, it's really up to you. If you're okay with it, then that's fine. All right. But you want to ask anyway. There's two types of inquiries that a credit card company could do. They could do a soft inquiry, which is what you want, and then there's a hard inquiry, which will affect your credit score. It may go down just a few points, but it's not gonna kill you or anything like that. All right. What is gonna damage your credit score is this high utilization rate. Okay, if it goes higher, especially, and missing payments. All right, that's bad. It's horrible. Stay away from it. That's why I will always tell people, look, at least make the minimum monthly payments, even if it's $30, and you're thinking, oh, but the interest rate is killing me, and make the minimum monthly payments. You can make them. You can actually, go online and you can make them automatic, so it just comes out of your your checking account or savings account automatically. So just in case you forget it, you're not gonna, it doesn't matter anymore. Anyway, so you can request that your lines of credit are increased. Okay, and this is why I'm making this video, because I'm so happy that the person who I helped out here at the office actually did something about this. Okay, so the very next day, what he did was he called up American Express, okay, and said, hey, I'm looking for an increase of my line of credit. You know what they did? They doubled it, doubled the 11,500. Okay, so what does that mean? That means now that this 11,500 becomes $23,000, right? Because 11,500 plus 11,500 equals $23,000. So now let's do the new math, okay? So 23,000 plus 7,500 plus 1,024 equals, let's see if I still have my math skills over here. 37, that's 1, and that's a 3, right? So now it's his total lines of credit with his 3 credit cards is 31,524, right? So let's get rid of this. 31,524. Okay. Now, American Express, they did not do a hard inquiry. They did a soft inquiry, which was even better. Okay. These 2 cards, he wasn't able to get a line of, like, an increase in line of credit. That's okay. No big deal. All right. This is huge. This is big. Okay. Because now what happened is that now let's do the math, right? So we have 4,511 divided by the new line of credit, the total of the lines of credit, 31,524. That comes out to 14.3%. All right. So now this is 14.3%. Okay. The credit score that he has right now, which is 714, once this is reported, once this new line of credit is reported to Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion, what do you think is going to happen to this? Now that he has this utilization rate, as opposed to the 21 or 22% that he has, it's going to go higher. Okay, the 714 All right. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets anywhere between like 735 and 740. Okay. Which is beautiful. It's amazing. Okay. And this is why I absolutely had to do this video, because all he had to do was call them up. How many times have I told people, just call up the bank and tell them that you're looking for a line of credit? That's it. Ask them if it's a soft inquiry or a hard inquiry. Now, if it's a soft inquiry, you have nothing to lose. You have absolutely nothing to lose. If it's a hard inquiry, your credit score may go down by 2 or 3 points, but it's not going to kill you. But who cares? Just, if anything, just do it, all right? Now, once again, it's up to you with the hard inquiry. Soft inquiry, doesn't matter. It's not going to affect your credit score at all, okay? He did it. He got it done. And when he told me about it, I was just like, great. You know why? Because for whatever reason, okay, and I know people have their own reasons. I'm not trying to, judge reasons. People are the way they are, and I love everybody for that. It's because he in a way, he traded off not watching Netflix, right? Or like not doing something that it's like, okay, like how is this gonna give me value? How is this gonna make me a better person? Like how, like, am I watching, Amazon Prime again? Am I on my phone again? Am I, just chilling with people who, no, what he did was he was giving himself more value. Once again, I want to go back to that whole thing about dignity, right? Like I have mad respect for everybody's dignity, right? But when it comes to finances, all right, your financial entity has its own other dignity, and this is it. It's determined by this. This is how we live, and everybody can live like this. Okay, it's just a matter of doing it. So what I really loved, once again, about him doing this, that he just did that one little thing. He did it, and it was great, right? He wasn't complaining about this, right? In the history of the world, complaining with no action has gotten us, has gotten anybody nowhere, ever. It's, what do you do about it? Like, what are you gonna do about it? All right. So, I have to call them up to see if the credit reports have updated this new line of credit, and I'll ask him what his credit score is now. Okay. Now, the great thing about this credit score too now is that you could do even more, right? You can now, like, let's say, especially, I'm just thinking of like top of my head. If you shop a lot at Amazon, right? So call up Amazon Prime, like the credit card department, and ask if you can get a credit card, right? And because your score is now better, right? They can give you a line of credit. And guess what? Everything you buy with that credit card, you get 5% off. Everything. Who the heck does not shop at Amazon with Amazon? I mean, I see those boxes everywhere. So everybody uses it. There's so many people who uses it. You could go to Home Depot. I made another video about this, or to Lowe's, right? You could get a credit card there. 5% off of everything. Okay, maybe you could get like I have a PayPal MasterCard, right? And every time I go anywhere, I use it. Okay, whenever I have to pay for something. Last night I was at Olive Garden. Did I use my PayPal MasterCard? Heck yeah! Why? I get 2% off. All right, so if I'm paying like $50, and it wasn't $50, it was a lot less than that, but if I'm paying $50, yeah, I get $1 off. Okay, what's $1? What is it? $1.50? Is that 20%? Yeah, it's $1. Okay, so that's $1. You know what? $1 is $1. $1 is what I ripped up. Okay, but the thing is, it all accumulates. All right, it all adds up, and you don't see it. This is why I wanted to rip the $1 up, because you don't see it. Like, if you actually see somebody ripping up $1, then or for example, you're walking down the street, right? You're walking. I can guarantee you see a quarter on the ground, you'll pick it up. A penny, probably no. A nickel, no. I'd pick up a dime. I'd pick up a dime. Quarter, I'd pick it up. I see $1, heck yeah. Of course I'm gonna pick it up. I see $10. Who's not gonna pick it up? You're gonna pick it up. What I'm saying is that if you work on this, right? All right. or what I'm saying is that if you don't care about this stuff, it's like you're telling me, all right, that if you're walking down the street, you see a $20 bill, you're just gonna walk right by it. That's what you're gonna do. Okay, that is what you're telling me. All right. So, I'm not gonna apologize for. I was about to say I'm sorry for getting no. When people say that, it's like, oh man, just be yourself. Well, whatever. Look, I really enjoy doing this. I love it. I've had people come in, like I said, over here to the office, and you know, it's like when it's like a eureka moment. Like, wow, you know, I didn't know you could do this. Oh my god, like, you know, you can do that. You can do this. I had no idea. This is amazing, and you know what? It's making their lives better. And look, I know it's money. Okay, this has to do with financing. I'm not saying that money buys everything. Okay, but it buys a lot of stuff. Okay, like, well, almost everything. I would say like 98 to 99% of everything. All right, it just makes your life a little bit better. And yeah, and like the other thing too that I was thinking about too was like, let's say you make a pie chart, right? You know, big circle looks like a pizza pie chart, right? And you know, it's 100% of like you know, let's say you put 100% of all your problems in there, right? And just analyze. Okay, so you know, problem, 10% of one of my life's problems is like my car payments are too high, right? Or like I don't make enough at work, or you know, I can't pay my healthcare bill. You know, I can't do this or whatever. I can almost guarantee you, like, a lot of it can be resolved with money. Okay, with, you know, working on this. And all I'm trying to do is, like, if anything, you know, maybe I can, you know, cut out 1 to 2%, you know, of that fat of that pie, of that, you know, like 1 to 2% problems by just educating people about this. Okay, so I think that's all I have to say for right now, regarding utilization rates. Uh, yeah, if anybody has any questions or any comments, please put it, you know, down on the video. But I am, you know, so, you know, joyful when I make these videos, because I truly do believe that this can really change people's lives. Please call me. My number is 908-432-2526. You want to stop by over here, you know, take a look at your credit report. If you cannot stop by over here, maybe we could do it online, like on Zoom or on something. And, you know, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Okay, that's about it. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video.